What's up, superhumans? BT here. If you are new to this channel, if this is the first video of mine you've stumbled upon and are now watching, well, first of all, welcome. I am stoked to have you. I like to create content that's going to help you move, feel, and perform better, both mentally and physically. So if you're into that sort of thing, if that sort of thing floats your boat, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Speaking of subscribers, holy moly, we're at like 7,500, which is crazy considering we started with like 350 last year. My mind is absolutely blown. To show my appreciation, I'm doing the biggest giveaway I've ever done, like by far. Lots of companies, and it's growing. Like every week, new stuff just shows up, which I'm stoked about. But we've got fitness trackers, we've got multiple massage guns, other release devices, a Compex, we've got gift cards, we've got gym bags and regular bags. All sorts of good stuff. I'm so stoked. If you want to be eligible for this drawing, make sure you click up here for the 10K giveaway video. You might have deduced from the title of this video, yes, that is in fact what we're talking about. And I know it might be kind of a stretch thinking like, how does a bag tie into fitness? Hear me out. I love traveling, adventuring, hiking, photography, content creation, the gym. All of those things play a major role in my life, my mental and physical health. And a really good bag, a really well thought out and really well engineered bag can help you enjoy those activities so much more. But there is a problem. Like I actually have too many bags. Let me illustrate. This is the Boundary Supply 3-liter sling. I love it. It's like coated in this material that when I get stressed, maybe I'll just rub it and it makes me feel better. That sounds wacky, but pocket holds like a wallet, your phone. It's kind of nice. Inside, we find a big pocket that's separated out with these sweet little dividers. So I use this for like street photography or just like a little quick day photography. Camera, 2 lenses, boom, perfect. Another pocket to put keys in. But it's this big, it's only 3 liters. So it serves one purpose, it serves it really well, but it means I can't do other things like travel or hike or anything. The Boundary Supply Renin. What a great bag, made out of like this is like made out of like 36 recycled bottles. Big main pocket opening, laptop can fit in there. It's really well made, but it's pretty tiny. It doesn't store like dirty clothes or anything, so it's not a great gym bag. It's mostly meant for school or hiking around for a day. Not really hiking around, just going around the city for a day. We've got the Boundary Supply Errant. Now, this has got a tremendous amount of organization and storage. Quick access pockets, laptop pocket, awesome quick access pocket up here, but it also has like this liner so you can put shoes or dirty wet clothes from the gym in here. Awesome. So this is a great gym bag, but then it's not really meant for hiking and you can't really put camera equipment and stuff in here. The Boundary Supply Prima. Now this thing is rugged. It's made out of this material that's super freaking durable. I kind of spit a little. Oh, like really abrasion resistant. Holds this massive camera cube, right? I can put tons of photography equipment in here or a ton of clothing, but this opening isn't very efficient, and for its size, it's quite heavy. This big bag is the Nomatic Peter McKinnon. It's an awesome bag. Lots of cool details. It is made to hold so much camera equipment. You can't see this, but this bag is huge. And I can fit like my entire studio in here. But it's not, because of its size and the way it's made, it's not really meant to like hike around. I can put clothing in here. I can put like 2 days. So it's a good travel bag, but it's not meant for adventuring, and it's quite uncomfortable that way. Oh God, that's too much stuff. So you can see the problem is, like, I've got all these bags and they're great at like one really tiny niche, and I'm trying to condense this down. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel. About a year ago, Boundary Supply announced that they were making a new bag called the Arris.
After 2 years of development, we are back with our most advanced pack system yet. Designed to push life's limits and change the way that you think about travel. We created a system that allows you to stay organized and adapt to your surroundings.
Well, here is that bag. This is the Boundary Supply Arris, and I've had it for about 2 months. So I wanted to give you kind of a semi-long-term review. I will start off saying right now that I love this bag, but there are some really weird quirks about this bag that I feel like you need to know before you purchase. All right, so let's dive into that. Ugh, I need a new chair. This thing's so broken. Boundary Supply used a plethora of blue sign materials. Blue sign is simply a certification that lets you know that those materials were sourced the most responsible and sustainable way possible. So not only can you be stoked about how the bag is actually made, but how the bag is actually made too. It's kind of redundant, but I think you know what I mean. The majority of this bag is made from a 400D TPU nylon. What does that mean to you? Well, it's extremely thin, very pliable, right? Like, it's not so thick that you can't grab it. So it's extremely thin, but it's extremely weather resistant and extremely abrasion resistant. I had this thing in a ton of different environments just over the last 2 weeks. I did a road trip up to Yosemite and Sequoia National Forest. Every day, lots of fog, heavy mist, cold temperatures, tons of rain, and lots of snow. I've got thousands of dollars worth of camera equipment in here because of the zippers and this material. Absolutely zero water got in. So I was stoked about that. I never had to worry about my bag or any of my equipment getting ruined because of it. These zippers are all YKK Storm Guard, like weather resistant zippers. So they seal up, water doesn't get in there. Awesome. This bag feels honestly kind of bomb proof. It feels like it's gonna last for a decade. It feels so good. All the materials that they used on the straps and everything, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but just things like these, like fidlock, like the fidlock attachments, these magnetic fidlocks. Awesome, so cool. Not cheap either.
Lightweight.
You can see in here that everything is taped. So it's tape welded. So it cuts down on extra excess material to keep the weight down. Plus, we've got this. This thing right here, this is pure carbon fiber. You know carbon fiber, it's not cheap, it's super light, and it's ultra strong. Lots of companies make harness systems, but they're tedious, to be honest, and they kind of get in the way. This is really cool. One, again, it's made out of carbon fiber, but two is just how easy it is to adjust. So you just lift up on the plate and then you can pull it down. So this will fit all shapes and sizes of people. It's awesome. I am 6'1", almost 6'2". Put it all the way up, 200 pounds, fits me like a glove. Also, there are 4 different places where you can adjust the harness and get it super comfy. And once I did, I averaged like 5-6 miles a day, no issues whatsoever. The bag never hurt, got uncomfortable. So we've got the waist belt, obviously, you can cinch it around your hips. I showed you the shoulder straps so we can pull down and get that load more over your shoulder if you want, right? Like we've got the actual shoulder kind of comes away from the bag. If you want that more secure, if the bag is moving around too much, we can just cinch that down. So that's where that secures. And then lastly is the fidlock over the chest. Like we just hook it in and then we can cinch that down over the chest a little bit more. So 4 points where we can actually adjust it Really nice for a bag, makes it super comfortable. Also, the materials they used really contributed to the comfort of this bag. The shoulder straps, one, they're contoured really nicely. Two, they're thick without being too thick and stiff. Like the Peter McKinnon bag that I have, the straps are super thick, but they've never like broken in. So they're not very comfortable. I would not want to take that thing on like long hikes or anything like that. These, however, have the right amount of softness to them and cushion without feeling like they're just gonna like smash like a feather pillow. So perfect amount of cushion. They're aerated so the air can get through there. The same type of padding is kind of on the backpack itself. Like if I zoom in, you can see all the little aeration, so we get good airflow. It's a little thicker. Plus, this is going to be more beneficial in the summer months, but it's got this huge channel that runs down through the middle of the bag, and that will give you great airflow in the summer so you don't get all swacky, like back sweat, swacky. You've heard that term before. Swass, swack, swest, swuts. One thing every good bag needs are a couple of quick access pockets, and this bag has 3 of them. 2 are for storage, 1 is for entry. Here at the top, we've got the first quick access pocket. Now this pocket isn't like, it's really deep. It goes deep down in there, so you can put something really long, but it's kind of flat and wide. It's not like deep this way. So here's Boundary Supply's tech case, all right? This thing all filled up, even though it was like twice. When this thing is super filled up, it's like twice as thick, but it still goes in there super easily, boom. Now this next pocket is like worth the price of admission. Like this pocket makes me just love this bag so much. So it's at the top, right here, top to get into the bag, but it's crazy deep. So I have this in there. Because it's so deep, I use pouches to organize, and I really like that. It makes everything super quick. So this pouch had all of my action camera stuff. So I had a couple of GoPros and Insta360, plus all of their mounts, batteries, and even some tools to remove those mounts. So that was in there. Then I had a ton of snacks, I had my mini tripod, which is holding the monitor for that camera. And then I had my Beats, like my over-the-ear headphones. All of that in this pocket. Freaking love it. Now the third access pocket is here on the side. And that gives you direct access to the inside of the bag. So that's really convenient. One of the other things you'll really like about Boundary Supply, especially around the ecosystem, is that they created a ton of accessories to make this bag super modular. So if you need it to be more hiking oriented, it can. If you need it to be more photography oriented, it can. So they created like 10 accessories specifically for that bag. This is the tech case. You open it up, as you can see, it's got like all this cool webbing, and that's what I put all of my cords. This was like my case for all my charging stuff. So I put like an external hard drive, the camera charger here, bunch of cords. On the other side, it doesn't open as much because they made these things into pockets. So I put a power bank here, power bank here. This has got a little more. I put a tool and then like my dongle there. And then I just like put my power bricks here. So tech case. This is the camera cube. This is the Mark II Lite. See, it fits a bunch of camera stuff in there, more organization, really well padded. This attaches to the bag via Velcro. We'll get into that in a little bit. And then they also sent me the Stasis Sling. So really well padded. This can be worn over right or left shoulder. It's got the FID lock, which is awesome. It's also got the YKK zips, weather resistant, so they do intend you to go like hiking around and adventuring in this. Really lightweight, but actually holds a surprising amount of stuff. I had a big poofy, like puffy jacket in here. I had my rain jacket, had my big thick gloves. some more snacks. I think a couple pairs of socks too. But attaching that is a breeze. On the inside, more weather-resistant zippers. We got a pocket here. Lets you put in a tablet. Slide a tablet in there because it's padded. More organization, a lash in there. Then on the back side, we actually have a hidden pocket right here. So you know, if you're traveling, maybe that's where you put like your passport or wallet or something. I'm not really sure. But anyway, stasis sling, really cool. Then this thing attaches to the back of the bag using these little lash straps to their 360 system. Also something we'll talk about here in a second. One of the other things to really love about this bag is the organization, right? Like some bags, like my Errant, are maybe a little too over-engineered. They've got so many pockets. So you can spend your whole day trying to figure out where you put something because you've got 27 pockets to look through. Not the case with this bag. I think it's perfect. We already talked about the quick entry. We already talked about the quick access up here, one on the top. But if you open up the bag, right, on this side, we've got two big pockets that are easy to see what you've got in there. On this side, we've got our laptop sleeve with stretch mesh. This will hold up to a 17-inch laptop. So if you've got a really like thick workstation, it'll fit in here no problem. We can grab, pull this out, and it's just one big ginormous pocket. I love that. So you're not spending your whole day trying to figure out where you put stuff. And I love that. The last thing is the price. It's $300. Hey, what's up? Future Brandon here. So we ran into a bit of a snafu. As I'm editing this video, literally as I'm editing the video, Boundary Supply changed all of the prices on the Arris and all the accessories that come with it. Everything now is more expensive. I'm pretty sure it was a pre-order price and then they went to real price, but it changed everything, so you need to know that. That might seem like a lot, but when you figure in its ability to adapt, the modularity, all the accessories, plus the build quality and the materials that they used, this thing is gonna last forever, right? Like 5 to 10 years, no problem. I think given that, this is a really good deal. Now, as much as I love this bag, and I really do, I really love this bag. So, I mean, you could like quit the video here, but why don't I give you the things that I don't like? And there are a few that I really don't like, and I feel like the bag almost kind of needs some minor overhauls to fix, but let's get into that. If we were to take a look at this is that Boundary Supply Premium. It has the big camera cube in there. This is the quick access. This gives me direct access to my camera cube, and I can just quickly take a camera out of it if I want. The other cool thing is the camera cube and the bag itself have these snap closures. So I can secure the bag directly to the cube. So when I unzip it, it comes up. It's secure, right? It's also like, this cube was made for this bag, and so it's super snug. However, if we open this up, you can see there are no snaps, right? Like I can't secure that flap to this, and because of it, because it's not contoured the same way, the flap gets in the way. And I found myself when I was pulling out a camera, I'd get caught on these. I almost dropped my camera a couple times. If I break my camera on that trip's kind of like a bust, honestly. So I didn't like that. They've got another camera cube, this MK2, to get the flap out of the way so that you can get into the bag. The flap is now covering up all that precious Velcro real estate that secures the bag to the bag, like the camera cube to the bag. So now you've made this kind of risky because you're covering up all the Velcro. What I found myself having to do is like come in from the top. So I couldn't use the access pocket anyway. Almost always had to pull it out through the bag. Not only am I frustrated with this, but I'm also frustrated that this is like the 6th time I've filmed this because I keep screwing all the other ones up. All right, let's get into some of the non-photography gripes I have about this bag, and there are a few. The first one is this so-called water bottle pocket. This is a water bottle / tripod pocket. It's got little straps here, right, that we can secure those things in. Here's the problem. Just make this bigger. This is the teeniest little water bottle pocket. And if you just put a water bottle in there that's not long enough to get strapped down, when you pick it up, it comes flying out. Just more material. Make it taller. Lots of people are using big water bottles. Make it taller. Stick it up here. And if I do need to lash something down, I can. All right? So water bottle pocket is kind of a joke. The second thing, I told you about how cool these fidlocks are. Here's where I'm kind of miffed. This buckle on the waist belt. Like, this is your flagship bag. This is your flagship adventure bag. It's the one that's supposed to be in any conditions, blah, 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 blah. I feel like Boundary Supply honestly just kind of cheaped out and gave me a buckle. The buckles aren't like bad themselves. It's just like when you're cold and your hands are cold and numb and you've got gloves on,
I can't feel my fingers anymore. I lied.
This can actually be kind of a pain in the ass. It would be so much nicer to just have a magnet that kind of finds and does the work for yourself. Instead, you have to buy a $70 accessory to get the hip belt that has the magnet. So I feel like Boundary kind of cheaped out on that, and I would have liked to not have that. That's kind of dumb. I'm rambling. I ramble a lot. The main zipper, this big zipper that's running around right here, right? Earlier I said it's great because it's got the weather resistant seam on there so no water gets in. And that's true. It's really cool, but I've got something to show you. Boundary added these like little things that you can clip in. And they put some on this side so that you would like lash things down, I'm guessing. I have no idea why they did that. Like, I don't see myself lashing anything down. This thing stretches. You can fit quite a bit in here. I have no need to lash stuff down. The problem is, by putting these in here, they're very stiff. So when you start to go around the bag, it will get hung up on those areas. That was actually pretty smooth. Sometimes it gets like really hung up. And again, if your hands are cold,
yeah, we're in the Rockies.
numb, not working very well, this zipper becomes a nightmare. And it's one of the main reasons I don't like the Peter McKinnon is the zipper is awful. This zipper's fine when my hands are great, but I had to have Melissa like open my bag up a couple times because I couldn't operate it. See that? I'm not doing. That's that piece. So I have to like actually move it out of the way so that I can do that. All right, this is my last gripe, and it is very nearly a deal breaker, and it might be the deal breaker to you. And it's from the point of the accessories, right? Like I talked about the stasis sling. There's also the rift pack, which attaches up top. All of those things attach via this. This is their 360 clip. It's really well made, but I mean, look at that. It is so thin. This is the problem, right? Is the amount of space you have. So here I am. I'm going to try to open up. That's a pain. And I'm 2 months of experience with it. I'm skilled, and it's still a pain. Put it in. It's a little easier, but not much. That's for one thing. So if you've got this stasis sling and you try to attach it to the top of the bag as it is intended, It was very hard to put on, and it was aggravatingly long to take off. I kid you not, when we got to the hotel and I tried to take it off in Yosemite, I almost took my knife out, cut this thing so I could just rip it up. I will never ever buy an accessory for this bag that has to attach. Now, that being said, this is a prototype. So they could have fixed something here, but this bag isn't a prototype. This is the done deal. This is what it is coming with. They can't fix this. So maybe they fix something on the bag that attaches faster, but I don't see how that fix is going to work because it's this thing. This thing is the problem. So like, I'm not getting the Rift Pack. I'm not going to get the stasis. I'm never going to. I used it once. That was to make sure I had enough space for all the gear. And then once we got to the hotel, I took it off and I never used it again. You could use it standalone, but I'm never attaching it to the bag again. So yeah, that is pretty much that might be the only deal breaker, complete deal breaker on this bag. Now, the last thing that I don't like about this bag, you're going to be like, you hypocritical son of a bitch, is the price. I know. I said for the bag, that $300 is well worth it. And I stand behind that. Where you start running into price issues is when you start kitting out that bag. Like when you start getting all the accessories. Just to run through it. Stasis sling, $90. The Rift Pack, which is like another hip pack sling, that I believe is $70. The insert, like the camera insert for that bag, is another $30. I told you about the hip belt with the fidlock closing. That is $70. The tech case is $70. Let's see, the packing cubes, $40 for the big one, $30 for the medium size, and $20 for the small one. That is a lot of money. Your bag ends up costing, if you get everything, like over $720. Do you need all of this stuff? Absolutely don't. You don't need everything. But just know that if you're planning on getting everything, that price starts to skyrocket. So even though this bag has a few missteps, a couple of quirks, a few weird engineering things, I love this bag. I really do. It's the best bag I've ever bought. And I know it's going to last me for so long. Also, Boundary Supply did not sponsor this video in any way. They did not pay me to say the things I've said. I purchased this bag with my own money on Kickstarter about a year ago. I will say that they sent me some accessories, but those accessories are prototypes and I have to return them. If you're wanting to learn more info on the Boundary Supply Arris or even pick one up, you can use the link down below. If you like the video, if you like fitness, if you like traveling, hiking, and honest reviews, please hit the like button. It goes a really long way to help the channel grow, but more importantly, it helps other people just like you more easily find this video. If you loved the video and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I think that's it. I think I covered everything. I don't want to continue to ramble. So until next time, I'll catch you later. Peace. Any money? Oh, Jesus. Henry, stop. Good boy. Can you sit down? Can you sit down for Papa? There he goes.